In the year 1960, I interviewed a government technologist. I thought it would be highly classified, but he was allowed to talk about it. The U.S. government had just developed the camera that can photograph yesterday. I think the immediate application was Cuba. The Russians had moved some aircraft from one location. They weren't there, but this camera could photograph where the planes were. And by lingering heat, by capturing lingering heat, you didn't see the big airplane in full color, but you could see the outline of it. The camera could photograph yesterday. I'm Barry Farber, and there is a camera that can photograph tomorrow in a very real sense. Only one photographer can do it. He's on our newsmaker line right now. His name is Gerald Celente. He is the founder and the mystic mainspring of the TrendsJournal. The TrendsJournal. Since 1980, giving him a reputation as nothing less than the Nostradamus of our times. Not everything he predicts is pretty. These days, not much that he predicts is pretty. But what is pretty is Gerald Celente's blazing and amazing record for accuracy. Gerald Celente, welcome back to these microphones.
Oh, it's an honor being on with you, and thank you so much. It's very kind of you. But, you know, everybody gets it wrong, and I do, too, from time to time. But, you know, we're all doing in life, Barry, what we're doing because of decisions we've made. And the great scholar Friedrich von Schiller said, "In today already walks tomorrow." And we all could see how our tomorrow is shaped out by what we did today and yesterday. And that's all I really do, is I look at what's going on. But I look at it without an agenda. I call myself a political atheist. I don't believe in political religions. And I was listening to the news as I was waiting to go on the line and hearing Obama and hearing Romney. It sounded like high school. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic, funny way. I mean it in the truest sense. These people are such lightweights to me, and my dear father, may his soul rest in peace. You know, that's where I learned how to forecast trends. He always taught me as a young man. Anytime I would repeat what anybody else was saying, as you know, he'd say to me, "Papagallo, parrot, stop repeating what everybody else is saying and think for yourself." So I don't tell anybody how to think, but when I listen to those two-bit clowns yelling out about the other guy, it's just a disgrace to me.
Well, I'm so glad to hear somebody put it on, right there on the front porch where the goats can get it. Most of us, or at least everybody in my crowd, has that same feeling. And it gets worse when you extend it to Harry Reid quoting an anonymous source that he says used to work for Bain Capital or used to invest in Bain Capital, that said Romney may not have paid taxes for 10 years. And this is from Harry Reid, who won't reveal his own tax forms.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, look, I could have that kind of interview with anybody because there are a lot of papagalli in the world. That's plural for papagallo. We have Gerald Celente, and he has no peers. He has no parallels. Nobody has his record. Can you imagine? Everybody in the media wants to be the Nostradamus themselves. They don't want to step aside and smile and say, "Hey, that guy over there, he's our real Nostradamus," but because of his tremendous track record, Gerald Celente leaves him no choice. He's our Nostradamus. We'll be right back.
Come to Yountville, California, in the heart of the Napa Valley, and enjoy the Bellagio Inn and Spa and the Vintage Inn. Welcome, enjoy, feel the warmth, enjoy the warm greeting of the Bellagio Inn and Spa or the Vintage Inn with a warm welcome cocktail upon arrival. Savor our signature champagne breakfast buffet. Sip afternoon tea, indulge at Spa Bellagio, and take that easy stroll from your guest room to America's finest restaurants and wineries and specialty shops. It's all at the beautiful Villaggio Inn and Spa and the Vintage Inn in Yountville, California. Call for reservations now, 800-351-1133. That's 800-351-1133. Come, visit, and relax at the Villaggio Inn and Spa and the Vintage Inn in Yountville, California. Call 800-351-1133.
Sarah's off tonight. I'm Barry Farber on our newsmaker line, the Nostradamus of our times, Gerald Celente. And I tell you, I'm going to quit saying that because it is an insult to Gerald Celente. I was very interested in Nostradamus my first year or two on the radio, and there was a book dealer. I remember his name, Henry Roberts, at a bookstore in Lower Manhattan, and he was a Nostradamus freak. And I had him on the air because he put out a press release that was so seductive, irresistible. Interview this expert on Nostradamus, and he will detail how Nostradamus predicted the rise of Hitler. He predicted World War II. I said, holy mackerel, let me at him. Well, Nostradamus didn't predict like Gerald Celente. Nostradamus wrote in mysterious quatrains, 4 lines at a time or so. And I said, well, where does it say that, where does it predict World War II? And Henry would point to a page in his book on Nostradamus and say, well, right here. And I would look right there, and you know what it would say? The eagle rises in the north. Okay, you got to have a little flexibility, but that is Nostradamus's prediction. World War, Hitler's going to rise and he's going to start World War II. No, Gerald Celente says it in plain English. He puts it out there on the front porch where the goats can get it, and has since 1980 in his publication TrendsJournal. Now, please try to locate a pen or something to write with, because in a segment or two, I'm going to give you instructions on how to get this camera that photographs the future, called the TrendsJournal. If this were a football player, I'd want to know your record, how many yards per carry, how many touchdowns per game. Just haul off and brag a little bit, Gerald. What are some of the things that you have predicted?
Well, what really, I guess, began my career was when I had forecast the crash of '87, the stock market crash, and I sent out a press release in January and said that by the end of the year the stock market would crash. And then some of the other ones was the fall of the Soviet Empire, a couple of recessions in between. And one of the things, Barry, that everyone's talking about now are young people moving back home because they can't find jobs. I wrote about that in 1996 in my book Trends 2000. I call it the re-extended family, and how because these kids would be getting college degrees in worthlessness, and with all the jobs being exported overseas, they'd be forced to move back with their families. So you could see these things coming. Another big one in the other fields, in my book Trend Tracking, which I wrote back in the late 80s, I had predicted the rise of gourmet coffees. That may not sound like much now, but you and I are old enough to remember when people used to go and have Sanka. Remember that stuff in packets?
Yes!
And they were all bragging over the Taster's Choice commercials. You couldn't drink this stuff. So I knew that there was a market for quality. And I also coined the term clean food. And on a much more serious note, the term Crusades 2000 back in 1993 that George Bush ended up using in 2001. And going right through, and the panic of '08. I took out the domain name in 2007. But again, people don't want to hear what they don't. When they're making money, nobody wants to hear anything. I mean, they're shut down. And then when they start losing money, they listen more. But what's sad to me, Barry, and it really breaks my heart, is how people don't listen to morality. And as I see what's going on, that saying, the fish rots from the head down, and the fish is rotting from the head down. Again, you're a guy that's really rocked. You've been around. You're the cutting edge guy in the whole industry. You've seen it all before, and I could look you in the eye and I could say to you, Barry Farber, have you ever remembered a time when there was so much corruption at high levels going on in front of our eyes and no one was ever prosecuted for it? Barry Farber, do you remember when the banks were stealing money in broad daylight and the people were bailing them out because they were losing money?
No. I'm going to be a friendly witness to your side. I understand it all, and I can hear your questions even before you voiced them because I'm a big fan of what you do. And I just have one question right now before I forget. Let's go back to that first the thing that really put you on the Nostradamus map, the stock market crash of 1987. What, for example, gave you the tip-off?
It was a funny one, actually, and not one that anybody would really look at, and that's what makes our work different. I call the system that I use globalnomic, not just economic. It means making connections between different fields. As Chief Seattle is alleged to have said, all things are connected like the blood which unites us all. So I was watching Reagan, and Reagan was highly popular, and people will forget these things. But what happened was there was the Iranian, the arms deal conflict. There was this guy Hassenfuss that was shot down or something, a CIA guy. I forgot the details right now. In Nicaragua.
Shot down over Nicaragua, right?
Yeah. And all of the Reagan mystique was starting to unravel. Because as we're watching what's going on now, and again, current events form future trends. Just 2 days ago, one of those firms out there that gamble on the stock market, Knight, they got caught in running the numbers, their card counters. That's all they are in the stock market. And you saw this whole thing start to collapse. I'm saying this because the stock market is nothing more than everything else that has to do with finance. It's a rigged game. So the game has always been rigged. So it's a con game. And the con game means you have to build confidence. Confidence, con game, con man. And Reagan was a supreme con man. This guy could charm the pants off anybody. And he did. When he started to lose that Teflon, remember they called it the Teflon president?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When this Teflon started to crack, I said, people are going to start seeing through the stock market. This thing is a charade. This thing's only being held up by speculation. And that's what made me make the forecast more than anything, more than economics, because, again, people are conned very easily, and particularly with the trappings, the red carpets, the salutes of the guards around them. So when the Teflon started cracking, that's what really inspired me to make that trend forecast.
Okay, that was a winner, far from your only winner. When we get back together, I got to tell you what my partner, who is my producer and my partner for the broadcast usually, not tonight, and also my wife. I got to tell you her reaction when I showed her a page or two from your Google right now and what her reaction was. And then we'll sort of cover the world right now very quickly. So we'll get the flavoring of the way Gerald Celente sees the world. We don't have to go crisis by crisis. We don't have to go country by country. One or two specifics from Gerald Celente in the segment coming up, and it's wall to wall. It's wall to wall. We'll be right back.
Attention business owners, if your company is having trouble paying its bills, there are many ways your creditors can hurt you. They start by calling you at work, then at home. Then they call other family members that guaranteed payment. They can sue you, take your assets, freeze your bank accounts, and threaten your very way of life. If you don't handle these matters properly, you could lose everything. The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore. Corporate Turnaround has helped thousands of small business owners reduce their debts and buy them the time they needed to pay their creditors. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau, Corporate Turnaround will immediately go to work handling your most difficult debts and keep your creditors from putting you out of business. The call is free and so is our consultation. That's right, we'll provide you with expert advice right now absolutely for free as part of this special radio promotion. Visit us now at profitfromdebt.com or call 1-800-505-3894, 1-800-505-3894, 1-800-505-3894.
The Pikes Peak region welcomes you back to the beauty of the Purple Mountain Majesty, to the adventure of the great outdoors, to world-class shops, restaurants, and hotels, to our rich history and heritage, to the events, attractions, and culture that make memories for a lifetime. Colorado Springs and the Pikes Peak region, welcome back. For more information, www.visitcos.com.
Have you heard? Proactive is better than ever. Stay tuned for a 1,000,000-bottle giveaway. Do you have troubled skin, acne? Well, we have great news. With Proactive, your acne can heal, and you can prevent new breakouts from happening. Be one of the first to try it by giving us a call at 1-800-752-4996. Because we're going to let 1,000,000 people try Proactive risk-free and also receive our legendary refining mask and green tea moisturizer free if you call right now. You heard it. Be one of the first to try Better Than Ever Proactive Solution. You'll receive a 60-day risk-free trial, plus a free refining mask and green tea moisturizer. Call 1-800-752-4996. This is our best radio offer. Get your risk-free 60-day trial of Proactive plus 2 free extras. Go to getproactive.com or call 1-800-752-4996. That's 1-800-752-4996.
Hi, this is Fred Dreyer. Join us for the PM show Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. We'll discuss common sense and reason as it applies to the insanity of American politics. Once again, it's the PM show with Fred Dreyer, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Let's take time out right now and let everybody know how to get Gerald Celente's storybook publication, TrendsJournal, which enables you to see tomorrow in a way. I actually, when I study Gerald Celente's success, I think he's either withholding deliberately or maybe he doesn't realize it himself. A baseball scientist, there are such things, once analyzed Ted Williams as follows. His eyes are not like normal eyes. He doesn't see the ball coming at 90 miles an hour. He sees the ball coming about half that fast. So he naturally has an advantage. I think Gerald Celente can see beyond what we consider the normal news horizon, and the success of his publication indicates a lot of people around the world seem to agree, and they're very happy with his ability to let them know what comes next. Gerald must look down on those of us in the news business who have to wait for a story to happen until we write it up and write the headline. Gerald Celente suffers no such handicap. How does one get TrendsJournal?
TrendsJournal.com, TrendsJournal.com. And Barry, we make the TrendsJournal available to everyone that we can. We have a discount request page because we know people are going through difficult times. And as you know, but the purpose of our work is to help people prepare for what lies ahead. And my belief is it's much greater than that, of course. it's when people can see what's going to happen, then they could take proactive measures, not only for themselves, but for the countries where they live and that they love. And whether it's in Spain or Greece or the U.S. or the USSR, because it's still like that over there, as we're looking at what's going on with the prosecution of these 3 young girls that had the nerve to do a protest song at a Greek cathedral, and now they're facing 7 years. So the purpose of the Trends Journal is that people, as I look at it, again, and I'm only speaking for myself, you know that great Hindu saying, and of course the Buddhist or whoever claim it, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. Mm-hmm. And anybody that's really practiced at anything knows exactly what that means. There's that one teacher that comes along, and boy, oh boy, you know, this is the one that makes the difference. My belief is that when the people are ready, the leaders will appear. And so the Trends Journal, and when you read my piece in it, I the person equals we the people, and it's about the people. The people have to change. They have to rise to, and again, only the way I see it, they have to rise to a higher level of courage and dignity and respect and integrity and passion and compassion. And until that happens, I'm afraid nothing is going to change. So the purpose of the Trends Journal is to help people see the future so they can get serious about it and make serious decisions that could turn this around into a more civilized future.
So I infer that colloquy in the news that you heard, Obama versus Romney, indicates to you that we still have a long way to go before reaching that level of sophistication.
This is high school crap. It's high school. You know, and by the way, that's all these guys are, and women. These are the same people you couldn't stand in high school, that wanted to, in college, that wanted to be class president and head of the student council. The overly ambitious, the suck-ups, the brown-nosers, the glad-handers, the insincere. They followed their career path. That's all they are.
You'll notice I'm not giving you an argument, and I cannot give you an argument when the media cups its hands to his lips and yells at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Warsaw, Poland, "What about all your gaffes, Mr. Romney? What about all your gaffes?"
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what I call them? I call them the prostitutes.
Ah, do I have radio rights to that?
Yeah, use it.
Okay. Now, Trends, so in other words, you go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com, and you will get everything you need to get connected to Trends Journal. Am I right about that? No,
I'm right. And Barry, if you have time, I'd love to stay on.
Oh no, of course. Oh, please don't make my heart skip a beat.
Okay.
Please stay on. Please stay on. Oh. No, anybody who made any alternative plan, please forgive him, forgive me. Gerald, it would be an outrage, and I could not think of another one in my 52 years of broadcasting, an outrage, a prostitution of opportunity not to continue this at this particular time in American history. Thank you for agreeing to stay on till the top of the hour. We'll be right back with Gerald Celente, trendsjournal.com.
Thinking about trading in the market, but you can't get away from the 9 to 5 to actually watch the market? Then Forex, or currency trading, is a good solution for you. Why? The market is open 24 hours a day, so trading in an extra 3 hours at night becomes something you can do at home on your laptop. The Forex market opens you to many opportunities. With over $4 trillion exchanged each day, your ability to capitalize is significantly increased. To get started, though, you need training, and Market Traders Institute is here to help. They offer the perfect way for new traders to get started through their free Forex webinar. You can sign up for the free Forex webinar directly on the website. www.markettraders.com, or just call us so we can get you started on a path to making money. 1-800-866-7431. That's toll free, 1-800-866-7431. Remember to go to markettraders.com today or call 1-800-866-7431.
The Doug Stephan Good Day program, early morning radio. You can find out what's going on in the world. We talk about the issues of the day, the events of the day, the people that people are talking about. We have an interesting way of looking at the news and having a little fun with the issues. So if you want to have some fun, learn a few things, and get up on the right side of the world, Doug Stephan's Good Day program on CRN Digital Talk.
Be sure to check out Good Day USA weekdays, 3 to 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
You heard it pays to donate your car for a nice tax write-off. Please choose your charity well. Since 1983, Cancer Fund of America has helped cancer patients and their families deal with the devastation that is the Big C. Help us fund this vital work, and Cancer Fund will make donating your car extra easy with the fastest free pickup. Then you write it off. Operators are standing by to take your call this very minute at 800-678-6180. Donate boats, trailers, and all vehicles, running or not. Cancer Fund handles DMV, the works. Call now and donate that car. Cancer Fund gets it out of your hair pronto. Call 800-678-6180. That's 800-678-6180. Call now. 800-678-6180. Thank you.
CRN listeners, a new show featuring good news for business people and even for you consumers out there as well. It's the BizFed Report. Here's the host, Dave Fleming.
Hey, Mike. BizFed is made up of 90 chambers and commerce and trade groups representing 150,000 businesses in Los Angeles County with 2.5 million employees. And our show is what you need if you're interested in business and expanding business and growing business.
Check it out Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific Time on CRN. How old is the roof on your home? If it's over 15 years old, how much longer will it last before the leaks begin? Think about the damage. Then think about this. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears to get your roofing done right. And if you call Sears right now, you'll save $500. Just call 1-888-749-4455. Sears licensed, fully insured contractors install a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance. And you'll save $500 if you call right now. So call Sears for a free in-home consultation. That's 888-749-4455. Hurry, this offer ends soon. It's not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. So if you need a new roof, call Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. 888-749-4455. That's 1-888-749-4455.
Or what I call the device that lets you see the future. All you've got to remember is TrendsJournal.com. TrendsJournal.com. Reputation is such a wonderful thing. Gerald Celente has an excellent reputation. I am proud to say that I have never had a credibility problem, scandal, question, or what the young people call an issue. And that comes in so handy when you're trying to convince somebody, hey, folks, I know this sounds like a product that's a little bit too good to be true. Check us out, TrendsJournal.com, and gets you in touch with the whole world of Gerald Celente, which is about a world and a half ahead of this one, TrendsJournal.com. Gerald, when I told Sarah, which when I showed her some of the things that we were going to cover tonight, her eyeballs bulged and dangled by the optic nerve. She said, Barry, we're going to have to do a whole week of superior cupcake making to get our audience calmed back down. Because go to any page of your Google, just Google Gerald, Gerald, Celente, Celente, and you'll see preparing for World War III, the coming collapse. Those are some of the optimistic things you see coming up. There's not much pretty there. The only thing that's pretty is your record for accuracy.
You know, Barry, I came back from Berlin, and I'd never been there before, and I've been haunted by it since. Have you been there?
Yeah, one time only, though.
And what struck me was, again, as I saw it, it was grander than Paris before it was bombed out. The wide boulevards, the buildings aren't probably, 10, 12, 15 stories. Light shines in everywhere, parks and greenery around, wide boulevards with medians, with trees in the middle, super wide sidewalks, wide enough for cafe tables, for people to walk and to bicycle on. And the glorious buildings, I mean, they're German built. And I'm saying to myself, you know, these are the Germans. In the 1930s, they had to be at the height of Western civilization. Yeah, I mean, you look back, and you just go over the list of the great Germans throughout history. You know, whether it's Goethe, Bach, Beethoven, Wagner, you know, to Marlene Dietrich and Fritz Lang. You know, you just go Freud. You go over the list of Germans, and I'm saying to myself, how could they let a two-bit freak destroy their country? Because as you look at Berlin now and Hamburg and Frankfurt, and of course there's nothing left in Dresden, all you see are old buildings like bookends with all new buildings between them that were built post-World War II. And I'm saying, my God, you know, this was going on for 5 years. How come the people didn't rise up, stand up, and say no to a two-bit freak? A two-bit freak that Charlie Chaplin played better than the man himself. And I'm Italian, of Italian descent. Hey, not for nothing. I mean, we have quite a history there. You know, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Puccini, Rossini, Caruso. And boy, we eat a lot better than the Germans. How could they let a two-bit freak like Mussolini destroy them? And then I came back. And I've been looking for some place to live because, as you well know, I speak out. And there are a lot of people, particularly in the status quo, that don't appreciate what I say. And I've been down to Uruguay and Argentina and Chile looking for a place to get the hell out of here. And I came back and I said, I'm not running away. There are two-bit freaks everywhere. And there are two-bit freaks right here in the United States. Again, to me, I look at this political reality show, and to me it's a two-bit freak show and has been for years. I'm going to go out in the campaign trail, Barry, and I'm going to go out to Kansas. Now, make sure the advance team sets us up in a farm, and I want to sit on some bales of hay, and I'm going to change my accent a little bit. And then we're going to go over to a factory in Pittsburgh and make sure there's a front end loader behind me or something, one of those things, you know, and a lot of cement bags. I mean, this is kid crap. And so I said to myself, I'm not going to run away from the two-bit freaks. They're everywhere. So going back again, where is the future going? Where is it heading? And what are we going to do about it? We're going down. It's in front of us at every level. You have guys that just started wars in Afghanistan and Iraq that were losing by any measurement at all. Whatever the numbers you believe, whatever the casualty figures, whatever the dollars spent and the soldiers wounded or dead, whatever number you want to put in it, it was a loss at the end. I got an idea. Let's start another one. Let's go away. Syria, we did a lousy job in Libya. Let's go to Syria. How about Iran? Some more Predator drones down in Yemen. Let's fling a couple down there in Somalia and the Sudan. They never seen these things coming before. So what I'm saying is we have lunatics running us. And I don't know why people keep tolerating it. And until people stand up, this country's going down. Again, you've been around long enough to know what America used to be and what America has become.
I accept that honor. It has been my privilege. I've seen a lot. I've been around a while. Somebody was introducing me at a banquet where I was speaking not long ago. He said, I'm not saying Farber's been around a long time, but if you look at that portrait of the Last Supper, he's third from the right. Another one said, Barry Farber got a presidential citation, and that's pretty impressive because President Chester Arthur didn't offer many citations. So I have seen a lot, and I am absolutely crestfallen with what has happened to this country. But I'm not going to run either. I was joking around with my wife the other day. Maybe we ought to go to Scandinavia. She thought I was kidding. I will die here. I'm chained to my machine gun here. This country has given me and my ancestors too much. The idea of just turning and leaving is not an option. I don't care what happens. I still think, Gerald, and maybe you can re-educate me in the next segment. Your lectures don't take long, and they're very armor-piercing and have a lot of value, a lot of power. I think we have enough of an infrastructure to make a comeback. But let me pose that as a direct question to you when we reconvene. Can we come back, or are we too far gone?
Final days of Lumber Liquidators liquidation sale.
3 global flooring suppliers came to us to liquidate their excess inventory. We bought the flooring, and you get the deals at a major mill liquidation sale. If it's in stock, it's on sale, but you must pick it up before the month ends. Get first quality laminates, hardwood, and bamboo for up to 54% less. Plus too many other amazing deals to mention here. And get special extended financing. These deals will not last. If it's in stock, it's on sale, but only through Saturday at Lumber Liquidators. Visit lumberliquidators.com for your local store.
This is Larry Minetti. It's summertime now, folks. So if you want to go out and play golf or go swimming and you're depressed because of skin disorders, well, I've got the answer. It's called Herpanicin. It cleans your skin from the inside out, gets rid of pimples on your back, your neck, and your face, so you can enjoy the outdoors and feel and look like a movie star. This stuff really works. I've been on these supplements for 1 year now and never had one breakout. So you can look the world straight in the face. Herpanicin is a natural supplement created by Dr. Wayne Diamond. There's no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. Just try it. Trust me, you can call 888-467-4200, 888-467-4200, or diamondformulas.com.
And now, the Old Navy back-to-school uniform special, starring polos for $5 and pants for $10. In a school where decisions had to be made, Becca hated deciding. But Becca never had to decide on her school uniform until now.
What?
This fall, Old Navy offers endless uniform combinations. Polos are just $5 and pants just $10.
This decision's easy. I choose to choose them all.
Hurry in now to the Old Navy uniform event. Come fun, come all. Valid July 26th through September 5th.
Let me just give you one example, Gerald. Give me a few days of your time, and I'll, without pausing except to breathe, continue the list of a courtroom proof of America's decline. The day after Pearl Harbor, December the 8th, 1941, millions of young American men lied about their age in order to get into uniform and start fighting the Japanese immediately. Their parents, birth certificates were an iffy thing in 1941. Their parents helped them. There was a tremendous spike in enlistments beginning immediately. After 9/11, there was a tremendous spike in talking about enlistments, but there was no spike in enlistments. I'd tell you more, but I value your value as a guest, and I'm not going to take your time. But tell me, and you can start in the middle, at the beginning. You can do like they do in Israel and start at the end. Have we got enough protein between the belt, the front of the belt, and the back of the belt? Do we have enough to make a comeback?
Yes, I believe we do. But think of the word that you just said right now, comeback. Comeback. Come back from what? Come back from when? Come back from how? So come back to me is a renaissance. Come back. Come back. When was America great? What was going on? If you took it again to your individual life, and for anyone's personal life, we all have ups and downs. When was it better? When did it get worse? So when did it get better? When was it better? Well, it was better when there was no World Trade Organization. That's not a World Trade Organization. It's a World Slave Organization. It's outsourcing your product to slave labor countries, getting it made over there, marking up the price and bringing it back. I'm not 6 years old. There's no NAFTA. And we remember that great debate with Ross Perot and Al Gore when Ross Perot warned about the great sucking sound. They've sucked the jobs out of America. When was it better? Barry, where you live, New York City. I'm sure you remember when there wasn't a Duane Reade and a bank on every corner and in between. And there used to be all entrepreneurs in the middle, filling up the stores with all specialty items and getting anything you wanted to get that you couldn't get anywhere else. There were laws that were put in place so that could happen. They were called the Robinson-Patman Act, the Sherman Antitrust Act, the Clayton Antitrust Act. They were put in place, a comeback. We're coming back. Come back to when Teddy Roosevelt and others put those laws into place. So the robber barons, the money junkies couldn't take everything. Come back. Come back to Glass-Steagall Act, the act that was put in place after the Great Depression. And a very, very interesting thing. After the Great Depression, because it was brought on by the greedy money junkies on Wall Street, scamming the game as they're doing now, there was a big backlash against Wall Street and the banks. And there was a lot of legislation to rein them in. And it worked really great until they started to deregulate it, beginning with Jimmy Carter, accelerating under George Bush first, not too much. Ronald Reagan changed it around a little bit. But boy, did Bill Clinton kill Glass-Steagall. End of story. So you remember there used to be the local savings banks. Every city had them. Big cities, small cities. I lived out in Evanston, Illinois. There was one there, Skokie Savings. All the little banks weren't allowed to be intrastate banking. Interstate banking, only intrastate banking. So they changed all the rules to give everything to the bigs. The merger of state and corporate powers, by definition, is called fascism. Fascism, this isn't, I read these things, capitalism is dead in America. This isn't capitalism. In capitalism, there's no such thing as too big to fail. You fail. You rise and fall on your own merits. I don't care who your mother is. Let's just call it even, so he doesn't break out to a fight later on. No, there's no bailing you out because where you come from and who you are. So the whole game has changed. So can it turn around? I believe it can. But a renaissance is a rediscovery of the past. Alle Romana e all'antica, in the manner of the Romans and the ancients, they said at the height of the Renaissance to describe the quality of their work. Quality, not everyday low prices. Capisce? You want quality. You want the best of the best. And that was what was America. Look around your neighborhood. Yeah, you're a New York City guy. You've been around. You look at the beautiful old buildings, and then go around and look at the ugly crap that they put in. Hey, how about this one? A big box store. Isn't it lovely? It's like going shopping in a large self-storage unit. That really makes you feel great.
Don't lose your trend. Don't lose your momentum. I just want to let listeners know that the way to latch on to the thinking, the prognosticatory capabilities of Gerald Celente and his prescience his wisdom, and his ability to see beyond the time horizon, go to TrendsJournal.com, TRENDS journal.com. One more time, TrendsJournal.com. That'll do it, and that'll set you up very, very nicely from now on. TrendsJournal.com.
Hey guys, remember when you were 18 with boundless energy and the stamina to do anything you wanted, anytime? Wish you could relive your glory days and have the testosterone of your teenage years with the experience and skill you have today? Now you can with Progene Daily Complex.
This is Dr. Todd Karen from the American Academy of Anti-Aging and Regenerative Medicine. Testosterone levels decrease in men after the age of 20. It's a major cause of the aging process. The effects include lack of energy, decrease in muscle mass, increasing belly fat, and decreased sexual performance, all of which impact self-esteem, confidence, and most importantly, overall quality of life.
Kick your drive back into high gear with Progene. Call 800-614-7038 today to get a full month absolutely free. No injections, no prescription needed. Progene is an all-natural herbal supplement that helps men naturally produce more testosterone. Claim your free month supply now by calling 800-614-7038. That's 800-614-7038. Again, 800-614-7038. Shipping and processing fees apply.
Located just 30 minutes from Los Angeles, Malibu Wine's Tasting Room invites you to taste from a selection of award-winning wines harvested and produced from local estate vineyards. Nestled high above the Malibu coastline, Malibu Wine's Tasting Room is the cozy and chic destination favored by wine lovers. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff will work to ensure that you have an unforgettable afternoon. Remember, Malibu Wine's Tasting Room is a great place for parties, meetings, or private events. For more information, go to www.malibuwine.com. That's malibuwine.com or 818-865-0605.
Listen, if you're considering buying hardwood flooring, don't do anything until you've written down this number and received your free Lumber Liquidators catalog.
The flooring with high quality with an unbeatable price tag.
Call in the next 10 minutes to get your free catalog.
What I bought at Lumber Liquidators is of vastly higher quality than flooring I had installed 6 years ago, and for a fraction of the cost.
So if you want great hardwood flooring at unbeatable prices, trust Lumber Liquidators. We buy direct from the mills. Call right now to get our flooring guide and catalog absolutely free. It's filled with top-quality hardwood flooring, including solid hardwoods, laminates, and bamboos, and even Bellawood pre-finished flooring with a 100-year transferable warranty. The same floor Bob Vila has in his home. This free catalog is full of tips, ideas, and our flooring project list to make your buying decisions easy. Hurry, call right now to get a copy of this free guide and catalog. Call 800-542-0122 to get your free copy now. 800-542-0122. 800-542-0122.
Don't miss a moment of great CRN programming. Log on to crntalk.com to get the latest scoop. Listen live, download past shows. Even find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Ustream. crntalk.com keeps you connected to quality talk radio like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, Doug Steffen, Man Cow, Michael Savage, The PM Show with Robert Conrad, and over 90 other amazing talk shows are at your fingertips. crntalk.com. Great talk radio, whenever and wherever you want it.
So, Gerald, we're in our last segment now. I got to condense a little bit here. I hate to do it, even by one syllable, but up to now, you're saying we're going down, but we may have what it takes to come back. I'm going to hand you the steering wheel and just let you do the rest of everything.
Let me tell you why we're going down. There's no solving the European debt crisis. You can't keep bailing out countries by just bailing out the banks, and that's all they're doing. You can't keep printing more digital money not worth the paper it's not printed on. Listen to both the U.S. candidates as well. None of them really have any plans. Let's lower taxes. No, that's not going to do it. So let's stop this baloney. There's no way out. It has to, look, in life, as we all know, there's not perpetual growth. And it can't be in the economy either. You know, there's a time to sow and there's a time to reap, you know, and there's a time. It's the seasons. You know, nothing grows in the winter, and we have to pause and not continue with this mantra of perpetual growth. Let's look at what's going on in the world. Syria, war. Yemen, a war. Bahrain doesn't make the news. Terrible war going on over there. There's wars going on, class warfare in Spain. The indignados, there are over 1 million people taking to the streets. Greece is cooked, and they're only 2% of the GDP of the Eurozone. There's no way out in the United States. The economy is going to continue to decline. Foreclosures continue to rise. There is no way out of this. And what I'm concerned about is that when there's no way out, they take you to war. The timeline. Crash of 1929, Great Depression, currency wars, world war, trade wars, world war. The panic of 2008. The Great Recession / Depression. There's depression in a lot of places of the world. The currency wars are going on right now. We hear about them all the time. Trade wars as well. And I'm afraid of world war. That's my major concern right now. That's on the negative end. On the positive end, again, it comes back to the individual. And the 5 words that always stay in my mind every day, and I begin my day with them. And those are the courage, dignity. Courage is not to cower to power. Who are these people? The dignity that this is your place on earth. You deserve it. Nobody's to tell you what to do with it or how to, or how you should utilize your space on it. And I'm talking about with it, of course, in the context of the golden rule. And respect. You know, respect yourself, demand it of others, and give respect to all those that deserve it, regardless of creed or class or status. And integrity. You have to live by your word. You know, that's all you have. I mean, you know, you come with it, you leave with it. And of course, passion, passione. You know, for your heart to feel what your mind knows. And again, only is the way I see it, Barry. When people get in touch with themselves, then they won't take crap from 2-bit freaks. And to me, it's a 2-bit freak show. Whether you want to call them senators, congressmen, chancellors, prime ministers, dictators, kings, or autocrats, it's a 2-bit freak show. So to me, we have to have a renaissance. We have to rise to a higher level. I could go over the data piece by piece, and it shows decline.
All right, Gerald, one practical question, half practical and half mystical. We did the normal, I know they're playing our song, but we've got a full minute, which is a long time in radio. They did it again. We passed a continuing resolution. We're going to fund the government until after the election, as known as kicking the can down the road. How many times can we do that when we're this many $1 trillion behind?
You can't, and that's why I believe they're going to distract us like they have before and take us to war. And also, on a practical level, and I'm only speaking for myself, I don't give financial advice, I buy gold. And a good friend of mine has the best strategy. He buys every month. It averages out nicely. Again, it's not financial advice, it's what I do.
Gerald, let me just say good night, thank you, but emphasize TrendsJournal.com. That's the most important thing I can say. TrendsJournal.com.
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But did you know you can get your favorite shows right on your BlackBerry or iPhone? For example, using Radio Time or Wonder Radio, you can download the newest editions of What's Cooking. Let Master Sommelier Michael Jordan help you pick the perfect wine for that romantic evening with the missus. Download the Sonoma Wine Report and start planning that unforgettable weekend in the wine country. Or just simply get the download on the fastest growing wine region in the country with the Oregon Report. For more information on where to listen to these great shows along with many others, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.